His intentions to do this had put the entire world on the path of destruction. The Nazi army had devastated almost the entire Western Europe and now its army. It also began to surround the Soviet Union to take control of Eastern Europe. Hitler's eyes were on territories rich in crude oil and the Stalingrad Soviet. It was the city in the Soviet Union that was named after its dictator, Joseph Stalin, and was to simultaneously attack Hitler-Stalin's pride and natural resources by taking them under their control. But Stalin was not one to retreat. He also took Stalingrad. He had linked the battle to his honor, which he would do anything to defend. After this, the Soviet and German armies clashed and rivers of blood flowed. Death was rampant all around. The fierce fighting continued for several months, and the Germans, the Air Force, completely destroyed Stalingrad. Hitler was celebrating his initial success. But the real game was yet to come. As soon as winter arrived, the tables turned completely. The freezing cold was going to be the final nail in the Nazi coffin. Stalin took advantage of the cold. He gathered his army and started crushing the Nazi army with full force. This time, the Nazi army began to lose ground due to the Soviet advance, and the Soviet Red Army began to crush the Nazi army. Stalingrad was completely destroyed in this battle that lasted for about 7 months. Its land became a graveyard of corpses, and about 19 lakh soldiers were killed from both sides, which made it the bloodiest battle in the world. So let us know the story of this bloody war between the two most cruel dictators of the world. After all, how it went in the beginning. As for Hitler's army being forced to surrender, what was that strategy of Stalin? Who turned a losing game into a win, and how Stalin did his plan to conquer Great Britain lead to his defeat in World War II? In the fall of 1941, Adolf Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa. This long-awaited invasion of the Soviet Union. Summer 1942. Just 1 year after the invasion of the Soviet Union, orders an offensive against the large city on the Volga that bears Stalin's name. That hub was a Volga river port we have come to know well. Stalingrad. The Red Army received its orders. There is only one road, the road that leads forward. Stalingrad will be saved by you or be wiped out with you. It was the bloodiest battle of the Second World War. After the end of World War I, the Allied powers declared Germany guilty of war guilt and signed a treaty. It was divided into pieces through the Order of Versailles by taking away the colonies under its control. He was also fined a whopping $5 billion as war indemnity. Because of this, Germany was surrounded by problems like unemployment and starvation. It was the Weimar Republic that had signed this treaty, so the people of Germany, those anti-government people, started holding the government responsible for their bad conditions. Hitler's name was also included among the people. Hitler was a soldier of the German army in World War I. Amidst enemy fire, managed to deliver important messages to his troops. He had done a risky job, during which he was once badly injured, due to his bravery. And patriotic tales spread throughout Germany saluting its brewery. He was also honored with the Iron Cross. Later he left the army and, in 1919, joined the German Workers' Party, which he later renamed as Nadasa Party according to his ideology. Converted into a means of access to power in Germany, he helped the already troubled German people. He had made his disciple by showing him big dreams one after the other. Its effect was also seen in the voting held in 1932, in which his party became the most voted party here. Hitler's popularity was increasing day by day. In view of this, German President Paul von made him Chancellor of Germany in January 1933, after which he, adopting the strategy of punishment, he took all the power of Germany into his hands. He took over and started making the country dance to his tunes like a puppet. Hitler now had power in Germany, but no money to run it. Therefore, he made many economic changes in the country and changed the foreign strategy. Germany was expelled from the League of Nations, which was formed to protect the world from future war. After this, he took another big step, and on the 7th of March, in 1936, the Rhineland was annexed, breaking the Treaty of Versailles. At that time, the Soviet Union was also very powerful in Europe, which Germany hated. Hitler, after becoming chancellor in 1933, had already begun anti-Soviet propaganda in Germany. After taking power in Germany, he further expanded his anti-Soviet approach. Japan and Italy also considered the Soviet Union a major threat. Therefore, Germany signed the Anti-Comintern Pact, first with Japan and then with Italy, the aim of which was to weaken all communist forces, including the Soviet Union. Hitler's aim was not only to regain the territories Germany had lost after World War I, he also wanted to expand Germany. For this, his Nazi army occupied Austria and then Czechoslovakia. By capturing many areas of the world, it gave a new strength to Germany. Germany's economic condition improved significantly due to Hitler's efforts. The lives of the people here were getting back on track. But Germany's growing power and immense fame made Hitler's dreams even bigger. To achieve this, he wanted to take the whole of Europe in his hands and completely was moving forward with the aim of establishing German superiority in the world. He now wanted to annex his neighboring country, Poland. But he feared that Western powers like Britain and France might. Apart from the powers, the Soviets should also not obstruct his work. For him, the Soviet Union in Eastern Europe and Western Europe alone existed simultaneously. It was difficult to capture countries like Britain and France, so Hitler made a cleverly signed the German-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact with the Soviets in August 1939. This pact surprised the entire world, and under this pact, Germany and the Soviet Union decided. Under the cover of this pact, Germany and the Soviet Union had made a secret plan to divide Poland among themselves. Hitler also prevented the Soviet Union from allying with Britain and France and demanded millions of tons of grain from them, and even offered to buy oil. The Soviet Union also benefited greatly from this pact. Therefore, even dictator Stalin was coordinating with Germany. Although Hitler had angered two of his closest allies, Japan and Italy, with this pact, Japan even broke the Anti-Comintern Pact with Germany because of this. But this did not matter to the opportunist Hitler, because he was ready to sacrifice anyone for his dream of conquering Europe. Hitler, on September 1st, 1939, just a month after winning over the Soviet Union, Poland attacks Germany. Poland resists this German invasion just 2 days later. Britain and France start fighting on behalf of the Soviet Union, and this is where World War II begins. A few days later, the Soviets also attacked Poland from the eastern side. Germany takes control of Western Poland within just 1 month. Eastern Poland soon falls under Soviet control, but Germany doesn't stop there. He arrived in the Netherlands on the 10th of May 1940. Attacks Belgium, Luxembourg, and France simultaneously, while the Nazi army conquers Luxembourg on the first day, on the 15th. By the 28th, it had forced the Netherlands to surrender, and by the 29th, Belgium to surrender. Germany then targeted France. The capital captures Paris and parts of it. Germany then began heavy bombing of Britain. Britain, which had radar technology at the time, also began bombing Germany, so that he could track German aircraft from a long distance. He would attack them even before they entered his border. Britain's Royal Air Force bombed Germany for several months. It shot down 1650 aircraft and caused heavy damage to the German Air Force Luftwaffe. On the other hand, the German Navy also did not achieve any significant success, due to which Hitler was forced to change his war strategy. In such a situation, Hitler once again remembered his old friends, and on September 27, in 1940, the Axis powers were formed by signing the Tripartite Pact with Italy and Japan. 2 months later, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia also joined the Axis powers. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union was also busy strengthening its army, and in the meantime it had established the Baltic nations. Bessarabia, Nad-Bukovina, and Finland were taken over. Stalin's growing ambitions had worried Hitler. He feared that the more powerful the Soviet Union became, the challenges for him will increase in the future. His worries grew when he saw that Axis power. Soviet and British began negotiating with each other against